How's everyone doing? Today I have a horror Blu-ray collection update with 6 pickups. And if you've seen any of these, definitely let me know what you think of them and let me know which one of these is your favorite. Leave me those comments down below. And there's a few 4K Ultra HD releases in here as well. I'm really excited about this batch right here, this haul, because there's some awesome titles in here. First up is the Universal Classic Monsters Icons of Horror Collection Volume 2. Although it doesn't say Volume 2 on here, which I think is interesting. I feel like, you know, a lot of these, Universal, they oftentimes, I don't want to say they want to, you know, take a different route, but they don't put like Volume 2 on here, like the Alfred Hitchcock set. And then on here, they, you know, sometimes they will reuse certain artwork as well. But I'm happy that we're getting these 4K releases. So the Alfred Hitchcock was a nice set too, and then these Universal Monsters sets are really nice. So I'm hoping eventually we'll, you know, get all of the Universal Monster movies in 4K. Let me know what your favorite Universal Monster is. For me, Creature from the Black Lagoon, I've always had an affinity for him. And I just think it's a classic. It's got, you know, eco horror as well. But I'm definitely, my least favorite is probably Bride of Frankenstein's amazing. Actually, it's one of my top favorites. But Phantom of the Opera, I don't know, I could just never get into it. But I feel like I haven't seen it in a while, so I'm gonna revisit it and see if I like it more this time around. But I'm definitely excited to check these out in 4K. And you've got the outer slip box right there, and you got that digibook set, which we've seen before. You got a digital copy code in there, and I love those shots right there. And then I'll go ahead and show you the back too. And then the digibook right there, and then the discs slide out in these sleeves. And again, 4K and Blu-ray discs are coated, so you don't have to worry about any rubbing or scratching, which was an issue with DVD sets like this back in the day. But again, you got the original movie poster artwork, but they've used these artworks choices before. But again, I'm not gonna criticize too much because I'm just happy to be able to get these in 4K. It is a beautiful set. And again, you know, you get the artwork right there, just an outline of the different characters, kind of hard to see a little bit, but they're on there on the disc, which is nice. But you see them a little bit better actually on the 4K disc, which is interesting. But a really nice set with the digipack design, or digibook design rather. But I dig it. So this is the Universal Classic Monsters Icons of Horror Collection with the Mummy, Bride of Frankenstein, Phantom of the Opera, and the Creature from the Black Lagoon. A bevy of special features on here too. So beautiful release. This one just came out. You can get it anywhere from, it's usually anywhere from like 56 to $70 range. So deal hunt though, that's the best way. I always deal hunt when I can. Next up, I've got this is a Region B set. This is Second Sight Films. They do an amazing job on the releases. I wish more of the releases were region free though, so everybody can enjoy them. But some good special features. This is Swallow. I have not seen this one yet. It sounds like it's gonna be like a psychological horror about this pregnant housewife who is just kind of dealing with the pressures of her domineering husband, and to play this, you know, just perfect, dutiful wife. And she's losing her grip in reality and swallowing dangerous objects. I think it starts like small, like maybe jacks or pens right there. You get pens. And then it gets, you know, marbles and bigger stuff like that. And it says it leads to a shocking revelation about her past. So this is a beautiful set though, really nice. And I'll go ahead and there's another pen right there. Special features, nice outer slip box. And I love their, you know, their limited edition sets. And then a lot of times they re-release them in like a standard like this. So if you don't want to pay the premium for the box set, you know, you can get the regular edition usually a little bit later. But Second Sight Films is a UK-based company. Some beautiful sets and amazing releases. And then you get some art cards in here too. So a bit of an impromptu unboxing. I'll go ahead, if I could get this thing to slide off. I guess I'm just gonna have to take it off completely right there. And I thought I'd be able to slide off, but not quite. Beautiful, like kind of like, I'm not gonna say they're not lobby cards, they're art cards. But there's the lead actress And there's the front cover artwork. And there's these pins right there. Really interesting shot. So again, really nice release. I'm looking forward to seeing what they release in the future as well. And then nice book right here. And I appreciate when they have books like this, behind the scenes information and photos and things like that. But it looks like it's going to be a deep dive into the psyche of this lady and just, you know, the stereotypical perfect family life element. And I want to know what her, you know, past was in here. It says there's a shocking revelation about her past. But I've heard a lot of rave reviews for this one, so I'm looking forward to checking it out. Again, beautiful release from Second Sight Films. Next up is the Synapse 4K release for Demons and Demons 2 from Roberto Bava, one of the wilder Italian splatter films, 85 and 86. The first one is set in like a movie theater. The second one is set in continuation. It's set in like a luxury high-rise apartment building, and it's just wild. And they, you know, different people are getting infected and turning into demons, and people have to fight to survive. And it is over the top, crazy, bloody, gross, oozy, you know, gore effects. But it is a blast, great tension. And really nice release from Synapse. There's been a couple different releases for Demons 1 and 2, Blu-ray and 4K. I know Arrow had a release too, but again, I think that was, I'm not sure if that was the Blu-ray set that it was, well, the Blu-ray set was region B locked, but I'm not sure if, I know, you know, obviously the 4Ks are region free, but I can't remember if that, maybe that set like sold out right away, something like that. But I'm happy to be able to get a US release right here from Synapse. Again, a bevy of bonus features right there. And I know the one Arrow set had like where it was like a, I know they have some really cool Arrow sets, but I can't remember. I know the Old Boy set was interesting, the design for that one, and then the Demon set was a really cool box set for it too. But I like how this one has the movie ticket right there. And it talks about the transfer. And there's the Tower Complex birthday party. And again, talking about the transfer. And then you get a Synapse catalog as well. And then we have, let's see, a poster in here, it looks like. Yeah, there we go. That's an awesome shot right there. And let's go ahead and take a look at the rest. You've got the discs right there, and I'll go ahead and show you the second disc as well, so you can see a little bit better. And then you have the artwork interior right there for both the classic ones. This is the one I always remember for Demons. I had a mini poster signed from Roberto Bava that a friend got for me at a convention on here actually a long time ago. So definitely appreciate that. I gotta find that and put that up. But really nice release, and happy that we're, you know, a lot of times you gotta wait a little bit to get the releases here over in the US that they get over in the UK before us. But you know, sometimes not everybody wants to pay, you know, the fees to import over, or you know, they don't want to see the obtrusive ratings logos or whatever the issues are, or people just want to wait for the US releases to support the US releases. But either way, I'm happy to have this edition from Synapse. Synapse is a great company. They've been releasing for a while. You know, everybody thinks like Scream Factory, Arrow Video, you know, Kino's releasing a lot of horror too, but you know, Synapse and Severin, they do great jobs as well. And next up, we've got Cabin in the Woods, the 4K Steelbook from Lionsgate. I don't know if I ever showed this one on here. I got this one a bit ago. I've been meaning to show it. I've got piles all around me and stuff that I've been meaning to show for a bit. But this is a really nice release right here. Obviously, it reveals the different artwork underneath. And there's been other companies been doing like these Steelbooks before. You know, Mondo, even Mill Creek have been doing them for years. But now Lionsgate really kind of like changed the game. Because they're doing these slipcovers, but then they're also revealing different artwork underneath. So I think it's practical because it protects the steelbook, and it's also just really aesthetically appealing, design-wise. And this is just an awesome movie. It kind of starts out like, kind of parody, satirical take even on, the different horror genres and just poking at the cliches and tropes that we see. And then it just gets wild and turns into something really unique that they show all these things that we've seen before and they kind of flip it on its head and make it its own unique thing. And look at that. That's just awesome. I think this is one of those movies, the less you know going in, the better. And there's the discs. And I'll go ahead and show you the interior artwork. Awesome, creepy shots right there. If you've seen the movie, let me know what you think of it, because I feel like this one's got a lot of like mixed reviews. People either seem to love it or hate it. I love it. I think it's a blast and just a really entertaining film. And this is directed by Drew Goddard, he also directed Bad Times at the El Royale, which is another really good one. It kind of makes me think of like, it has like Tarantino vibes, but it also has like Coen Brother vibes too. It's a good mixture, and the cast was really awesome there too. But yeah, Cabin in the Woods is a blast for me. I love the heck out of this one, and really nice release from Lionsgate. I can't wait to see what they release in the future with these steelbooks. Beautiful. Next up is Ghostbusters Afterlife. I never really considered Ghostbusters to be too much like a horror, but I guess they kind of are, kind of like horror comedy. They've got ghosts and, demons and all kinds of crazy things, but I just feel like they're fun. They're more grounded for like family and stuff. Although, there's different, sexual jokes and stuff in the original, but this is directed by Jason Reitman, who's the son of Ivan Reitman, who directed the first two Ghostbusters movies. But Jason Reitman is actually a really good director in his own right. He directed Juno back in the day with then Ellen Page, who's now Elliot Page. I haven't really seen, I know she was the Umbrella Academy, I think is what Elliot Page is in now. It's really popular. I haven't seen that yet. But Juno was awesome. That was, a game changer at the time. But Jason Reitman also directed Up in the Air with George Clooney, which is one of my favorite modern drama movies. I love that movie so freaking much. And I think this one really surprised me because I thought it was just going to be, kind of like a cash grab on like the nostalgia of the original Ghostbusters movies. But it has all the nostalgia, but I feel like it makes it its own as well. And this is basically kind of like a next chapter. And it's the single mom and her two kids move to this small town, and they discover that one of their relatives was an original Ghostbuster. Paul Rudd is great here too, but I thought this was just a fun time. I thought the cast did well. You got Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things. He's the kid that's in all the movies and all this stuff. I feel like he's just everywhere. But Annie Potts, nice to see her in here too. Ernie Hudson, but the cast did a really good job here. And again, you got a bunch of special features. I picked this up off of Mercari because I wanted the slipcover. Little dinged up in the corner, but I can't complain. I want to get the slipcovers, and I feel like nowadays, like some of these slipcovers go out of print like really quickly. I remember seeing somebody was posting about Real Genius, where it just came out. Somebody pre-ordered it, and it didn't come with the slipcover. And I've seen that before, especially with some of the Kino titles too. Some of their 4K releases, but so people, you have to pay a little bit more if you want the slipcovers sometimes. But this was a fun time, better than I was expecting it to be. And again, it has the nostalgia, but it's its own entity as well. And it was really entertaining. I love all the little Stay Puft Marshmallow guys and stuff, and the cast interactions worked well together. And it was entertaining, and I liked it, and I'm happy I picked it up. And I could definitely see myself rewatching this a bunch in the future. Definitely better than the previous Ghostbusters movie. Next up is a New Zealand psychological thriller horror movie. It's called Coming Home in the Dark. I feel like my main gripe, well, the ending, I wanted more from the ending. That kind of felt a little bit lackluster, and definitely wanted more in that regard. But also just the coincidental factor. There's this family, and then there's these two drifters. And it starts off with a bang, pun intended, and it's got some great tension. And there's some violence in here, and these drifters take this family hostage. and you know, they're kind of like exploring this, you know, isolated coastline area, and you find out that there's a connection between the two drifters and then the family. And this guy right here, who was a teacher for these kids who were like, I guess, like abandoned and unstable and stuff like that, and they were known for being really strict in the school and essentially abusive. And he's saying, you know, he was there, but he didn't partake, and you know, they're kind of like pushing him, you know, to, you know, say that he was, and it devolves from there. I feel like there was some really good tension throughout, but a bit of a missed opportunity overall, and especially the ending, and then the coincidental factor too, how they just bump into each other. They don't really ever, you know, talk more about that. Like, that's just not feasible. But yeah, this is a mixed bag for me. I love the cinematography. The acting was good. Really good screen presence from pretty much everybody on here too, but especially the main two drifter guys. And then I thought there was the underlying tension throughout was just so good to me, but I feel like certain scenes kind of missed the mark, and again, especially the ending. So I'm gonna revisit this one, but I'm always kind of like fascinated with Australia and New Zealand, just how isolated it seems and how just, you know, different culturally, and I'm just always intrigued by both of those countries. So I'm always interested in finding, especially more horror films for New Zealand and Australia. And I feel New Zealand, there was like a wave, obviously, recently too, like What We Do in the Shadows, incredible. But I haven't seen the TV show, but I have seen the movie, and I love that one. That's like one of my favorite modern horror comedy movies. But then Peter Jackson, of course, too. You think, you know, Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, but, you know, he did Dead Alive, Meet the Feebles. So, you know, it's bad taste. It's interesting. And I've heard there's going to be like a 4K box set for his early horror films. I'm hoping that'll be the case, or at least a, you know, re-release for Dead Alive. That's the one that I think is the best. One of the bloodiest, craziest horror movies ever. Great horror comedy, just wild. In the previous Blu-rays, Long Island Prank goes for like $100 plus, and the transfer wasn't great on that one. But so definitely looking forward to checking out more New Zealand horror movies. Let me know what your favorite New Zealand horror movie is. Let me know what you'd like to see get like the limited edition box set release for a horror movie that doesn't have it yet. And let me know what your favorite Italian horror movie is. And let me know what you'd like to see Lionsgate release on the 4K Steelbooks like this in the future too, and what your favorite is from them so far that they've released, because they've released some amazing ones. But there you go. Those are the pickups, 6 pickups, some really awesome ones, some great 4K releases, Steelbook, box sets, you know, limited editions. So really happy with these pickups right here, and look forward to more horror collection updates coming soon, because I have some stuff pre-order and some stuff that I ordered from you know, eBay, Mercari, Amazon. So a lot of stuff is still coming, and I'm going to be doing different updates, and I'm probably going to do another big combined update because you guys seem to like that one. It gets more views. It's kind of, you know, there's obviously an influx more of people doing those, you know, monthly haul updates where they show everything they've already showed before. But we see just a lot more of those, and those are popular. So expect that eventually too, when I get more in. And I'm excited to show you what's coming up, and excited to revisit a lot of these ones, especially these Universal Classic Monsters ones. I'm gonna, you know, again, Phantom of the Opera is my least favorite, but I want to revisit that one, give it another chance. When I last time I saw it was probably like over a decade ago. But Creature I've seen a bunch, Bride I've seen a bunch. Those are two of my favorites for sure. And then Swallow I definitely have to check out because this looks wild. And I'm just really happy to pick this set up. Some awesome releases here. My only one, the only one that I haven't seen is Swallow, and then the only one that I'm kind of like iffy on was this one. It's a mixed bag. I like things about it, and then I didn't like things about it. But yeah, I love seeing, you know, the cinematography in here and the establishing shots and shooting locations. Really cool. Again, Australian outback, New Zealand, the coastline and stuff like that. That isolation factor especially. But there you go. Let me know if you've seen any of these titles and what you think of them. And let me know which one of these is your favorite as well. Leave me those comments down below, and I hope everybody's doing well. Take care.